Okay. Thanks, Jessica, for that message. I was actually just going to ask. So we are all set. All right. Well, very, very happy Wednesday to everybody. Let's dive in today to our team meeting. Here we go. Can you guys see my screen? Yay. I'll take that as a yes. All right. Okay, so as you guys join us today, feel free to turn your cameras on, take yourself off mute. This is one of those fun team meetings where we get to celebrate. We get to celebrate all of the incredible accomplishments you guys have achieved over the course of nearly 3/4 of the year. Can you believe how far along we are in 2021 already? I mean, we're going to, before we know it, it'll be 2022. Watch out and be ready for that. So we're going to dive in and Zoom's got all kinds of notices for us, huh? You're not going to sneak away on us recording or broadcasting our images to the world. Okay, here we go. Let's get started, you guys. A reminder, if you're doing any telemarketing, telephone prospecting, anything like that, follow the rules, guidelines lined up by the TCPA and the do not call registry. Awesome. Who are we? We are on a mission. We are on a mission to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. We're going to talk a little bit more about this today, especially that experiences worth giving part, because, oh, buddy, we are working on some experiences for you. So stay tuned. It is our vision to be the real estate company of choice for our agents and their customers. Our values are simple: God, family, then business, right? Putting the priorities in place. Our belief system. These are the rules by which we do business. I get reminded every now and again that these are not just words on a wall, but this is actually what we do, actually how we work here at Keller Williams. Our Y4C2Ts is how you would say this acronym here. The Y4C2Ts can be a filter that you use inside of your business as well, especially if you're problem solving or looking to make a decision, right? Is it a win-win? Am I in integrity? What would it be to do the right thing, right? Are my customers coming first? Where's my commitment at? What's the communication look like? Am I seeking first to understand? Creativity. Are we coming to the table with ideas? How are we working together to create a solution to this? Are we trusting that we're moving forward in good faith and with good intent, right? Equity. Are we providing an opportunity for all? Is there an unconscious bias that we may not be aware of in this decision-making process? And success. I mean, results through people, right? All of these, is it a win-win? Are we in integrity? Are customers coming first? Do we have trust? All of those pieces really compound to create results through people, because they're, everybody's able to achieve what they need to through that decision, through that goal, right? So great filter when you need one inside of your business. Our perspective. We're a technology company that provides a real estate platform for our agents, buyers and sellers prefer, right? We think like a top producer, act like a trainer consultant, and focus all of our activities on service, productivity, and profitability. And sometimes fun. We're going to get to that today. Don't think this won't be fun. I mean, I know we're like on another Zoom. Totally get it. I want to see where you Zoom from. Are you in your car? Are you in your kitchen? Are you in your living room? Where are you at? So get your cameras on. Let's be a part of this together today.
What if we're in our jammies?
Even better.
Sweet.
Unless you sleep in your birthday suit, then
no.
Throw on a robe.
Nope.
You know, we were talking about the other day, some of the events, some of the experiences we have coming up. And we toyed around with the idea of promoting them as pants on events. Yeah, you got
that. The problem with that, Anna, is that that implies that we may have pants off events at some point, and we can't. Trust me, we can't do that.
HR would probably have a problem with pants off events, wouldn't they?
Yes, assuredly they would.
I would rather call it what's on the bottom.
That implies you want the answer. Never ask a question that you don't already know the answer to, Amy.
Oh, goodness.
I'm just saying.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but again, HR, like, I don't want to get called into Donna's office and get in trouble.
Hey, don't throw me under the bus.
You guys are awesome. Well, we have a placeholder here for our friend Patrick with Guild Mortgage. I don't think he's able to make it with us today. Hopefully he'll be in next week. Definitely take the opportunity, if you haven't yet, to sit down and chat with him and how Guild can bring some solutions into your real estate business too. They have a lot of different products to service a variety of different home buyers in their specialty situations, and Patrick's really great at being able to identify that opportunity and how to help your clients with the best type of loan product. So check that out as well. Hey, Donna.
Yes, ma'am.
How are we doing this week? Are we staying out of trouble?
We're staying out of trouble. I will remind people of a couple of things. There are times I get pushback on getting a water source addendum. However, I will tell you it has saved one of our agents from being in the middle of a dispute. I'll just put it that way. And so the source of water addendum is really important. I want to remind everybody that we have a document called Common Interest Community Checklist. When you have an HOA, that is going to be required. It's additional information for the buyer. And I actually got a note from an agent here in the office. They didn't know what that was. Well, it's to help the buyers understand what is actually in the HOA. It keeps you guys from having to answer a lot of questions, and it helps you get back to the fact that if the seller would fill it out, then we won't have quite as many disputes about, I didn't know the pool key had to be this or that or whatever. So just go ahead and fill it out. And the source of water is really important. And again, it saved one of our agents. And other than that, everybody's doing pretty good.
I like to hear that.
Oh, one more thing. Next week, on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Michael Lee will be taking my calls, and I know Amy and Jessica will be sending out his phone number. So if you have any questions, it'll be next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I will be not available at that point. Other than that, we're all good to go.
Okay. Wonderful. Well, so Donna, I heard a rumor that 2022 is going to have some big changes to the contracts.
Oh, yes, they will. And I am trying to set up a time to take a class from Damien now. I don't know what it is, but as soon as I do, the changes will be in the buy-sell contract. I don't think we have too many, but there is several in the buy-sell contract. And as soon as I get a handle on that and get registered for that class, I'll pass it on to everybody. So you guys can attend the same one if you need to.
Yeah, absolutely,
you.
absolutely. Yeah, it's, you know, in the past couple of years, the changes to, you know, they do buy sell contract every other year, right? The changes haven't been too substantial, but it looks like this year they might be. So get your butt to class, stay on top of that. And one of the best ways we can serve our clients is by having a really excellent understanding of the contract and the contractual process. That's our fiduciary duty.
And if you can see any classes before the end of the year, take them. And also take at least one next year. It's vitally important you know what those changes are.
Mhm.
Donna,
Yes, yes,
speaking
sir.
of classes, if we happen to have any irresponsible agents in our market center that haven't taken the 2021 update class yet, will you have another one of those before the end of the year? I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm hesitating. I'll have to check because I coordinate this with the person at Smedra. So let me make a note and I'll see if I can get one in before the end of the year, and it will be on Zoom. And when you are on Zoom, you're going to have to keep your cameras on and you're going to have to stay active. And you cannot leave, you know, you can go our breaks, but you can't not have your camera on, or the class is not going to count.
Right. Okay.
Let me
I'll let my friend know that you're working on it.
Okay. It probably will end up being in November, early November. I'll check and see what the schedule has and for the office. And then I'll try to let everybody know.
That
Thank
would
you
be
for
good.
asking for your
Yep.
friend, Ricky.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm the friend.
Well, you're not the only friend in the office either. But
I'm just kidding. I do that mine in January, like a responsible broker.
yes, you are.
Ouch. Well, I think I would like to take mine like on December 29th and then do my next year's one on like January 3rd. Then I
Okay.
don't have to take it for 2 years.
Or you could take it in January and then forget and take it again on December 31st, only to file your CE credit away in your drawer and realize you already took it in January.
Whoa.
I have done twice.
See, I don't have to worry about that at all because I don't have a drawer where I keep my CE credits at all. So,
Well, let me give you guys an FYI. If you are going to renew your license, if you did renew your license this year, there is a good possibility within 6 months you will be audited by DORA
For your CE credits.
for your
And then
CE
my
credits.
drawer of CE credits will come in handy.
Yes, it will. And I have a drawer also.
yeah, I'm working on a system so that my assistant has to worry about that. I guess we'll find out because my license does renew this year. So I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, their pattern is, and it may not happen, Ricky, but the pattern seems to be that if you renew 6 to 7 months later, they request a copy of your CE credits.
Guess
Yeah,
I know what I'm
Heidi's saying
doing.
that they got audited.
Yep,
I
they
see
did.
that. I guess I know what I'm doing the last week in December then.
Okay, well, make sure you got them all. And
Nikki,
the
it
one,
sounds like job security.
yes,
Right.
and the one you absolutely cannot miss, and it's a heavy fine, is the CREC update class.
That's the one I was asking about, for my friend, because I know my
Okay.
friend doesn't want to get in trouble.
All right, well, I'll try to schedule it as soon as I can.
So
And get
Anna,
it
if you
done.
have 2 of them, can you just circle your name out, like line it out and write Richard Garris?
No, I
If
think
you
that
need
probably.
2020s, sure.
Why not? In COVID world, we get away with murder, right?
Oh, you guys are great.
All All right. Well, we're going to do that. We're going to make sure we stay up on our continuing education. It's a very important thing to do, not just for the audit, but so you can be the best fiduciary you can be, right? Those CREC classes are actually quite informative, very helpful.
Yeah, this year it's a big deal for competency, and considering how many incompetent agents I've run across recently, this would be a good class to take, just so you can defend your position, guys, on the people that you're dealing with.
Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. All right. Well, let's dive in and celebrate a little. We've got some birthdays. Whoa! Happy birthday, September. Moly, September already. Incredible. Happy birthday, Crystal and Mary, Nicole Westerveld, Bernie, Patrick and Jeanette. Happy birthday to you. All right, I don't see anybody on here, so I will save everybody else. But I hope you're watching on Facebook land, and a big happy birthday to all of you. And happy work-iversary to Jackie Sanchez, Eric Denning, Adrian Geyer, Mary Roth, Catherine Moss, and Laura Sneed. Congratulations to all of you. So excited to be on this journey with you, and look forward to another year being a part of our KW family. And a big welcome to the team, to some new faces around the Market Center. Welcome Jessica and Jackson to the Ben Kinney team with Kelly. They've recently joined us. Welcome to Nathan and Jared and Christine, who have recently joined Brittany and her productivity coaching program, as well as Nick. Welcome, you guys. And then welcome our friends with the Raven group that's recently joined into our well, that's just come into our office. I'm seeing a chat that I don't think is for me. Awesome. So welcome to Blaze and James, who are the leaders of the Raven group, and Branson, Alex, and Jason. Branson and Alex still working on their real estate license, but congratulations to Jason for getting his license at the beginning of the month. And we are thrilled to have you guys be a part of our KW Park Meadows family. And congrats on capping. I love this. You know, we've got these really cool capper hats that you get to wear proudly when you become a KW capper, which also means you're at 100% of your commission. So Lauren, congratulations on hitting that incredible benchmark and taking home every penny from your commission checks. Hey, Ricky, congrats to you too. 100% feels so very good. Congratulations on that accomplishment. To Brittany Hamrick, our phenomenal leader with our productivity coaching program, also capping agent. Congratulations to Tom Hennessy and Miss Cheryl Sartain for hitting the 100% mark this month as well. And a big shout out to Lynette Benton. Congratulations on your first closing, girl. So excited for you. And I know that you have a pipeline full. So we look forward to seeing the second coming soon. And congrats also to Bonnie Moore on your first closing. Ladies, congratulations. Great job to each of you. As we round out the month, we've got our big board. If you happen to be in the Market Center, which I encourage you guys to start looking at spending lunchtime on Wednesdays with us, and we've got a few fun things coming up to help make that worth your while as well. You'll actually see some of the rest of this information on the big board over the mailboxes in the Market Center. So definitely check that out. And these will be posted on our internal Facebook page, so you can grab and share them and celebrate your wins with the world also. So congrats to our top 5 profit share earners. Cheryl and Donna vying for first and second spot, followed by Kelly, JC, and Amanda. Congratulations, you guys, on earning your unfair share. And making sure that you have a legacy worth leaving. Just a reminder that your profit share can be willed to the next generation, right? So this can absolutely be something that you set up as part of your legacy worth leaving for your family. Congratulations, you guys, on being our top 5 profit share earners. And a big listing month last month. Y'all will remember we are vying for 103 listings in Q3 next week. I think next week we're going to have a drawing. Yeah, Amy's saying, yes, we will. Yes, we will have a drawing next week for every listing so far. And the top 5 on the list last month were Harrison Baker. Congratulations on that. He's also a new dad. Him and his wife welcomed their son Kai into the world in August. So congratulations to you guys. Those listings will come in handy. Start funding that college fund, right? Congratulations. The Distinct Group, the Geyer Group, Ryan Davis, and the Ben Kenny team rounding out the top 5. Top 5 written volume in August. You know, I was looking at the numbers. We're going to look at some numbers today too, because numbers are the language of our business. You know, we wrote as a group more contracts, got more of our clients under contract this past August than we have in about 10 years. Put more real estate under contract as a group than we ever have as an office before. In August, in one of the slow months. You guys are amazing. This is good stuff. In August, okay, top 5 written volume, the best of the best month we've ever had. The Distinct Group with the Success Group, Ryan Davis, the Geyer Group, and Harrison Baker. Congratulations, you guys. Success leaves clues. Those written contracts will probably put them on the leaderboard for sold volume next month, right? And on the leaderboard this month for sold volume 2 is the Distinct Group, Ryan Davis, the Success Group, that Geyer Group, and Team Colorado Vistas. You guys are awesome. Congratulations. Way to make an incredible month. And year to date, our top 10 on the leaderboard. Leading the pack is Mr. Ryan Davis, followed closely by the Geyer Group with the Distinct Group and the Success Group, Harrison Baker. I love that Harrison and Ryan are holding their own up against the top teams and groups in our office. You guys are truly an inspiration. It's really cool to see what you're doing and what you're bringing to the table and how you're raising the lid for the rest of us, right? Team Colorado Vistas, Miss Lauren Cross, Gwen Ham, Tom Hennessy, and Irene Schick. Congratulations, you guys. You're having an incredible year. And we still have 4 months to go. So I can't wait to see where this ends up. I remember very well because unfortunately I had to be the secret keeper in this, but last December, it was like a race to the top. We were less than 1 sale away from the top 3 spots in the office. They were separated by less than 1 sale. It was incredible. It was like a nail biter to the finish. Let's see what happens this year. Another nail biter, I'm sure. So as we're having conversation on numbers, I know, I get it. They're kind of the boring part of what we do, right? Unless you really like numbers and you get geeked out over them, like maybe I do, then they're a really exciting part of what we do. But I recently had an opportunity to sit in on an interview with my coach and a top mega agent. And I mean, more than an MRE agent. This is like a net a million agent, right? Does over 100 million in sales volume every single year. And he said that he's got 3 keys to the success in his business. And spoiler alert, they're about the numbers. Here's what they are. He says, the first key, he knows the market at all times. He knows what's going in the MLS. He knows what's going on with his office. He knows what's going on with his team. He knows what's going on inside of the market every day. It's a habit that he's built to see what's happening in the market, right? Why would that be important? Have a daily habit of watching the market. This is one of those opportunities where you guys are welcome to take yourself off mute and chat with me. Let's have some fun.
Because it determines what your conversations are with your clients, right? It changes our scripts, if you will. So that when you sit down with buyers or sellers and you can say, hey, listen, this is what's going on in our market, right? We had, just on what you've got on the board, we have 243 homes that came back on the market. We have 748 that had a price decrease. That's a huge number to be aware of, right? So we have, based on this, we had 243 that came back on the market and the price decrease is 748 and only had 1,095 go back on the market, or new listings come on the market. Like, that's crazy. And so one of the things I look at is what's back on the market, what are the new listings? 243 versus 195. We're looking at essentially a 25% of the homes that go under contract come back on the market.
Yeah.
That's a ridiculous number.
It's powerful conversations to have with your clients, because this is the data that's telling you what is happening. Now, if you're listing a home and putting a buyer under contract every single day, then this kind of might not be as important, because you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it inside of your transactions because you're working with someone every day. Yet the majority of us aren't listing a new property every day, although that may be our intention, right? So what if it's 3, 6, 9 weeks between listings? Is this listing going to behave? Is this market the same as it was 9 weeks ago? Do you know what to expect? Do you know how to have those conversations? Yes. So keeps an eye on the market. The second thing, he's constantly comparing the market. He's comparing the market to itself. How does this market compare to this time last year, to this time last month, to what's just happened, to how does this market compare to itself over time? Because that helps you identify trends, right? Last month, the market looked like this. And last month, the month before that, it looked like this. And the month before that, it looked like this. Oh, I see a trend. Where are we headed, right? Because you're comparing the market to itself. Comparing the market to your business. What's happening inside of the market and how does it compare to our business? This allows us to ask a couple of questions. Where are you winning? Right? Where are you outpacing the market? What are you doing really well? That's a value proposition, right? When we sit down at the listing table and every single one of us is talking about our great marketing plan and our professional photography and how we're going to stage the home to sell it faster. And I'm an excellent communicator. And think about all of the things that probably every single agent is bringing to the table. Well, where you're winning provides evidence of what you do to sell homes and get buyers under contract, right? So look at where you're winning as evidence that differentiates you from the competition. And it'll also identify where you need to make changes. Where is the market winning and you're falling behind? What did you miss? That would be a spot where you're looking to fill the gap. What's my training opportunity? What's my scripting opportunity? Who do I need to know? Who is doing this? Who is excelling at this at a really high level? How can I compete with that piece, right? So when you're comparing yourself to the market, you're identifying the trends overall, and then you're looking at the trends inside of your business, and you get to ask those powerful questions that help you on your path to mastery, right? And then I think this is the biggest key. He communicates the comparison. And the vehicle he's chosen to communicate this comparison is he offers every single person in his database gets a CMA style offer, an updated market value on their home every single week. He uses HomeBot for this. You can use any number of tools. It could be your neighborhood nurture. Maybe you're partnered with a lender on a HomeBot or a home valuation tool like that, to be able to do that. Now, here's the value inside of that. That simple CMA style tool helps your database know what's happening inside of their community, right? There's ways to do this in a very automated fashion. One of my favorite things to do was at least annually, quarterly, if I could, for some of my top people or people who I knew were looking to make a move, I'd deliver a CMA as like a pop by to their property. Right? This is something you can do on a coffee date. You can sit down with your clients and say, you know what? I just ran the numbers. I thought you might be curious, right? To do something a little more in depth on a regular basis for your people, but let the automated systems take over to give them that weekly opportunity, that weekly offer. So I wanted to share this with you guys so you could implement some of these tools, and hopefully it frames this conversation that we're about to have, because every month we talk about the numbers.
Hey, Anna.
Uh-huh.
I have my entire database on the neighborhood watch. It goes out once a month, and right? Yeah. Sorry, Vicky. I have all my database on the monthly neighborhood nurture, and I just this morning got an email. I have a person in my database who lived with his sister, and that's the address I have, and sent him every month for about 4 months. And he responded to one and said he was ready to buy his own house. And I just got approval from the lender this morning. Literally, I did nothing other than have a conversation with Nikki. Thank you, Nikki, who set my clients up, my database up on the neighborhood watch, and I got a deal out of it. And it literally was set it and forget it. And he responded to one of them.
Yeah.
So that's of critical importance.
Yep. Absolutely. And it's that weekly, monthly, or bi-weekly, item of value, that really important touch that's helping your people stay on top of the market. And it's a piece I think we're often missing. So I love that. Thank you for sharing that experience you're having with the neighborhood nurture. If you haven't checked those out, it's actually a really thorough, comprehensive home kind of valuation report that goes out to your clients on a regular basis, shows them everything that's happening in their neighborhood. It's a really user-friendly interface. Includes like school ratings and Yelp reviews and all kinds of fun stuff. So, but this is the market watch, right? This is how he's keeping tabs on his market. And, you can set this up for yourself in your MLS. You can even set up, you can set up some variables inside of this. This is about as broad as it can get. This is everything in RE Colorado that's labeled residential in the last 7 days and what's happened. When you start watching this on a daily basis, you're going to start to see the trends, right? And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can change the pieces. But Ricky, I love to hear how you use some of those. And that's one of the first things that I'll look at is, how many are pending versus back on the market, right? What's our percentage of fallout in the market right now? Because we know not every time we go under contract will it make it to the closing table. And surprisingly enough, some markets have a higher incidence of fallout than others do, right? So actually this 10% fallout right now is fairly low. We usually see this number hovering around 20%, right? 20% of homes that go under contract end up going back onto the market at some point. Also great to look at the expired and withdrawn listings, like what's happening on that side of the market. In the fall, we typically will start to see a greater prevalence of expired listings. It's definitely something to keep an eye out for. Yet there were 160 homes on the market that just simply didn't sell. Those are 160 opportunities that your buyer could have been the only offer. Right? I mean, there's so many different ways to look at that and those numbers. Ricky, what else do you see?
123 withdrawals. That means they're not expired, so they still have a contractual relationship with whoever their listing agent was. Search those and see what you have that might fit one of your clients' needs, and just call the listing agent. Say, hey, I see it's withdrawn. What's up? I've done 2 or 3 closings in the last couple of years because I call the withdrawals. Right. So that's just it's not a ton if you look at it in the entire Denver metro list. Yet you never know where you might match up.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Absolutely.
and you never know why they're withdrawn. And if they're withdrawn, they had a problem. And perhaps your buyer can solve that problem for them and they can buy that house. Right. Coming soon. When you are searching and you have a search set up for your clients, there's a huge advantage to putting in the coming soon and searching the coming soon section, right? My last 2 listings, one was only like 24 hours. The other one, I think, was 48 hours that we were able to put it in the coming soon before it hit the market. And we had showing set before it went live because the buyer's agents were searching coming soon.
Yeah.
So coming soon is hugely important and becoming more and more prevalent. We've had that opportunity for a while now in our MLS, and there's not a ton of people taking advantage of it. So definitely the coming soon and the withdrawals.
I would agree with that. And so just kind of a piece of strategy for you. If you really want to get your property listed before the photos come in, list it as coming soon. And then once the photos come in, make it active. Here's what happens. Buyers get the notification in most cases instantly that that home went on the market. And if you don't have photos on there, the buyers may never see the photos of that property. I know some agents think, oh, it's no big deal. I'm going to make it active. I'll put the photos in an hour when they get done processing. It severely limits, it restricts the amount of people that are going to actually see the photos of your property. Remember why we get photos done. For marketing purposes, it's to market the property. So that would be a strategic way to be able to use the coming soon.
Yep, I would agree with that, Anna. And the other thing is that even when you're going to list it in the coming soon, if you can get a decent quality picture on your phone of just the front of the house, just the one photo, it's better than when buyers get it in their auto search and they click on it and it's got the no photos. That's a huge burn for the buyers. Just the one photo while it's sitting in coming soon, but buyers make their own assumption based on the front of what they think the inside's going to look, that it will totally change buyers' perspective. So just get one decent photo of the front of the house and then upload your photos as soon as you get them and make it go active. I
agree. Hey, I was talking about this next one with Jake last week. I wasn't here. I wasn't in for Jake's take. So I'm not sure if he went the direction that we had talked about going, but look at those price decreases. Hot dog, 750 deals on the market right now. Oh my gosh, right? That's incredible. Now, are they really a deal? Who in the world knows? But we do know this. Those are properties that when they were listed, missed the mark. Either they were overpriced or they were not in the condition that they're priced for, right? And so they sat, the sellers got itchy. It may have just been a week or a weekend that they were on the market before they did a price adjustment, right? It's common this time of year to have an increase in price adjustments, especially when we've had such an aggressive market, right? People have been used to, for the last 6 months, pricing ahead of the market. And right now you've got to price ahead of the market in a different way because this time of year it tends to flatten out just a little bit. So when representing a buyer, that's a bit of a gold mine, because oftentimes those properties, especially if they've been on the market 2-3 weeks, those sellers are wondering what's wrong and they're ready to entertain a conversation, and you may avoid multiple offer situations, right? You may avoid being in a highly competitive situation and score your buyers a deal. So those are things that I look for. An increase in those price decreases for me that's a reason to call my buyers, especially people who maybe missed out on their homes in May and June when it was super aggressive. So lots of fun stuff to look for. I encourage you to set this up and look every day, log into the MLS and look at the numbers every day.
Anna, I have a question. This is on those numbers, if you go back, is that number 243 back on the market, price increase and price decrease, are those included in the 1095?
Well, maybe the 1095 new listings, those are going to be new first time listings. So if in the last 7 days, it became a new listing, went under contract and fell out and had a price decrease, then yes, it would be included in all of those things. So this is just for what's happened in the last 7 days.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, well, so these numbers and these slides will be up, the important ones, so that you can share them on Facebook. This is the language of real estate lore. The language of real estate covers 4 important areas in our business, and what happens in those 4 important areas. These would be numbers you want to compare yourself and your business to. So Keller Williams Realty International, these are KWRI numbers. So this is the entire country. This is the trend. This is what's happening. And those 4 areas we pay attention to are in closed units, well, in closings, right? In listings taken, in listings sold, and in contracts written. So we want to keep an eye on those numbers. And here's what you can see. Last month, closed units was flat-ish, just a little better than flat. Listings taken was flat-ish, just a little less than flat, against last August. So comparing August 21 to August 2020. But year to date, we're still up 20% in closed units, 6% in listings taken, 21% in listings sold, and 15%-ish in contracts written, right? So we're trending ahead of 2020 right now, which makes sense, right? We had a couple of months that were off in 2020, right? That where the market wasn't behaving the way it was supposed to. And at the same time, 2020 was an incredibly strong year as we got further in. So, so we're having a very strong year after that. And then take a look at that closed GCI. Because this is an internal number, we know that our agents at Keller Williams have made 41% more gross commission income this year than they did last year. So kudos to you guys. That's a really big pat on the back. Look at our numbers though for our market. This is our office specifically. And if you don't have established business to be looking at the trends, your business is inside of this business. So take a look at where we're at. Closed units fell just a little bit from this August to last August. We had, for those of you who were here last August, you may have remembered that was kind of like the opening of the floodgates after a slow COVID spring, right? August was incredibly busy last year. And while we weren't quite as busy as last year, we still had a very, very strong August. You guys had a very, very strong August. Listings taken, however, up 19% almost. And contracts written, I love this, up 34% over last year. Remember, floodgates opened strong August. This August was even stronger. Absolutely incredible what you guys are putting together for your 4th quarter. Year to date, in so many of these categories, this has been our best year ever, and you guys are making such incredible moves in this space, right? 20% up in closed units, almost 8% in listings taken, listings sold up 28.6%, and contracts written this year alone up 20%, and closed gross commission income 50% better than last year. That is literally something you can take to the bank. Okay, I digress. What does this mean? Right? Because it's about comparing ourselves to the market. Let's look at the market. This is from RE Colorado, same time periods. You'll see closed units in August were actually down this year versus last year. Year to date, we're only up 7% as a market in closed units. Listings taken down this year from last year, and actually down year to date on listings taken as a market. Contracts written, this is the biggest differentiator. Look at how many fewer contracts or homes have gone pending in this market this last month than with our brokerage, right? Where you guys are up substantially, the market's actually down. So what does this mean? We start looking at the comparison, and that's what this is. This is the comparison. How do we compare to the market? Because we can identify trends and we ask ourselves, where are we winning and where can we improve? So let's look at these trends month over month. So this August versus last August, we are outpacing the market. We are outpacing RE Colorado by 6% in closed units. 10% year to date. You guys are closing 10% more units, right? And taking 30% more listings last month. Well, 28%, I'm rounding up, right? And over 12% more year to date. Let's go down to that contracts written. Look at that number, 90% more effective at getting your buyers and sellers under contract. You guys are going above and beyond to get, and I know what it is right now. You're catching up on the buyers that didn't win in April, May, June. You're going out right now and finding the property and getting them under contract. You're not quitting on your people, and it's showing up here. And you're going to finish the year very, very strong. What would I do with this? Remember, I said, I look at the numbers, take a look at where you're winning, and that becomes your value proposition. Right? When you're talking to a seller who's still having a hard time thinking about putting their home on the market because, well, where are they going to go? Well, here you have evidence that you're actually outpacing the market, right? You're outperforming the rest of the market by 90% on getting clients under contract. Your seller having a concern on where they're going to go, you have evidence that shows that you are in a situation to help them solve that problem. You're not going to let them become homeless, right? So definitely something that you can look at that. 21% better this year at listings sold, right? We're in a market right now where we saw that. Look at all of those expired listings that we saw down the way. Your seller wants to move. They don't want their home to expire, right? You're outpacing the market on getting listings sold. There's so much different value there. We're going to be able to post this so you can use these as your numbers of how you're outpacing the market. Skills matter. People definitely believe that this is an easy market to do real estate in. Well, if you're on the outside of the industry looking in, right? I'm going to throw a sign in the yard. It's going to sell. It's a piece of cake. No worries. We know the truth. We know that this is the most highly skilled market we've probably seen in our careers, if not in the last 10 years. There's a very high level of skill to navigate this market and get those numbers. You are highly skilled agents. Go take territory with this. Go take territory and then join us here, launching in just a few weeks for the BOLD experience. Next week, we're going to talk a lot more about what is BOLD. I'll tell you one thing. BOLD stands for Business Objective, a Life by Design. If you're looking to design your business and your life so that you are meeting and exceeding your goals, and your business is actually funding your perfect life, then you want to be here. Tuesdays from 11 to 2 starting in October. There is a link there, and it's probably going in your chat box that you can grab it. If you are interested in signing up for Bold already, you know, we're starting in October, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. It can be experienced completely virtually. So you can Zoom just like this, or we can get together in in-person groups. So there's a hybrid experience that we're going to be offering here. If you already know you want to be in and on the list, click the link in the Zoom and join us for Bold starting in October. So excited about that. We have a lot going on soon too, right? So over the coming week, I want to invite you guys tomorrow to join one of our top agents, ALC member, and winner of top producing team last year in our market center. Miss Lindsay Talafuse is going to be joining us for pricing strategies. So Price It Right with Lindsay tomorrow morning, or I'm sorry, tomorrow afternoon. I don't know why I thought it was 11 o'clock tomorrow. It looks like it's 2 o'clock tomorrow. There we go. 2 o'clock tomorrow with Lindsay. On Friday, we've got headshots happening here in the market center. So check that out, get your headshot done. And then we're going to be continuing on with the one thing this week, Friday at 11:30. And also on Friday, it is, I tell you, 2021 is almost gone. Start thinking about 2022, wrap your year up strong and start next year with a solid plan. Join the rest of the team either virtually on Zoom or in person at the Highlands Ranch Market Center, which is off of Lucent and C470 at 1 o'clock Friday afternoon with MAPS coach and mega agent Sean Ruddy, who's going to be walking us through business planning clinic, and then stick around afterwards for a networking event and happy hour just a couple of doors down from their office. So all of that information is going to be in your emails and all over the place on the training calendar as well. So definitely check that out. And we've got more experiences coming your way. We know Zoom is convenient. I get it. That's why you're here. You're on Zoom, you're streaming on Facebook, like you can do this from anywhere. And we have no intention on changing that for most of the activities in the market center. This level of convenience creates an environment where you can get the information, the training, everything that you need on demand from wherever you are. But we also know that many of us are looking for different types of ways to get back together and to experience our community and to grow our businesses. So we are looking at putting together several experiential events over the next couple of months. So more information to come. We've got a phenomenal event with mega agent and Bold coach Cheryl Marlowe coming right before Bold launches. That'll give you an opportunity to kind of get out and, that's a pants on event. Just saying, few of those, these kind of things, these are pants on events. So we've got that coming up. We've got some great kind of business planning events coming up. We've got some pre-holiday celebrations coming up. So we cannot wait to have experiences with you. And here's a few things you might want to pull out your calendar that we know are happening already. So the first is our Golden Letter Workshop. Now, we've been teasing this a little bit. I hope you guys have gone behind the scenes and learned a little bit more about this incredible lead generation opportunity. Essentially, you're reaching out with a brief but well-crafted piece of mail to your sphere or farm community, asking who they know that's looking to sell their home. This is part of a greater campaign where you'll also be calling and emailing. We are getting together, not next week, but the week after. We are getting together in person for an awesome team meeting. I'm going to tell you this. We've got a social media mogul coming in to share his strategies on building your business. through social media. We're going to be here in the Market Center. We've got sponsors and I don't know, cashish and prizes, and we definitely have golden letters for you. We're going to be sticking around to do a golden letter workshop. We'll be pretty much giving you everything that you need. You're going to have to provide your own postage, and we'll have some communication coming out very soon on all of the details of this, but we want to see you here in the Market Center. We're going to get together, do this collaboratively, have some fun while we're stuffing envelopes and growing our pipelines for the rest of the year. So as a special bonus, the first 5 agents to RSVP have an opportunity to participate in a geo search workshop with one of our top agents, Irene Schick. You saw her on the big board. She is in the running for top 10 this year. So definitely RSVP soon, and then we will reach out to you regarding this opportunity and make sure that you have you have all of the information that you need. So very exclusive event there, RSVP fast. Here's some more events. Keep your calendar out. Our events committee has put together the calendar for the remainder of the year. All of our in-person events and pop-bys. So you can start working on communicating these to your sphere. We're going to get this list posted on the socials as well so that everybody has it. But take note here. Pumpkin pop-by pickup on October 9th. So the events committee is orchestrating an opportunity where you can get an allotment of cute little pumpkins that you can pop by your people with, and we'll kind of have a distribution going on here in the Market Center. So keep an eye out for that. There's going to be a sign up list so we know exactly how many pumpkins to get and all of those pieces. Welcome back. Our Halloween event, October 30th from 4 to 7 p.m. This will be a trick-or-treat street style event. More details to come, but for those of you who've been around for a while, you know that our Halloween parties are better than anyone else's and anything else that we do. This is going to be an incredible event. I'm super excited for this trick-or-treat street. Thanksgiving pie pop-bys. So bless your folks with Thanksgiving pie. We'll be doing that on November 20th. Cookies with Santa. Get your photo taken with Santa on December 11th. And then a pickup for a New Year's Eve pop-by will be ready for December 29th. So mark your calendar, plan those events. Quick story as we wrap up here. I wanted to reintroduce this little guy. His name is Sir Porkchop. Sir Porkchop is the little brother of our friend Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon has served as our KW Park Meadows Cares mascot for a very, very long time, and Sir Porkchop is filling his shoes as Kevin Bacon had an irreparable fall from a file cabinet. Right? What is it? What do we do with this, right? Well, our KW Park Meadows Cares Fund is here to help our associates in need, and we can access this with very little red tape and get right to the source of what our associates need. And there are several ways to donate to this fund. You can donate after at every closing via your commission request in command through opportunities. You can also donate via your office bill by putting it in the chat now, or emailing KLRW89, the MCA email address, at any time to make a donation. Here's what happens when you donate and fill somebody's bucket. You get to donate to KW Park Meadows Cares, and you get to have an opportunity to express gratitude to someone in our world. So we're going to be bringing this back as often as we can. So prepare for some bucket filling. Today, I have a very, very heartfelt expression of gratitude to share. And so I'm going to do my diligence and feed the pig. Feed the pig for my opportunity to say a very, very big thank you to leader, friend, mentor, Dave Jenks. In remembrance of Dave, who unfortunately passed recently due to complications of COVID. We are going to be remembering our experiences with Dave, and I'm so grateful for how he's been able to pour in to our people especially over the past 18 months where we've had Dave. I know our leadership teams got to spend quite a bit of time with him, and we've brought a couple of his famous Zoominars into our market center as well. And I know you guys have enjoyed the experiences. So as we remember this icon in our real estate industry, leader inside of Keller Williams, author of, he co-authored The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, Shift, The Millionaire Real Estate Investor, and several other books on his own. He's also the founder of Master Networks, which I don't know if any of you guys are a member of a local Master Networks community. Dave's been an icon in our industry for going all the way back to, nearly the beginning of Keller Williams. I know that he's been instrumental in our company and our culture being who we are and where we are today. So in memory of Dave, we will be hosting a watch party on Facebook for some of the for one of the Zoominars that he did with us recently. So you'll be able to tune into that. You can access that and more on our YouTube channel as well. That will be starting this afternoon. So I encourage you guys, when you can, to hop onto the Facebook page and experience this watch party. As we thank Dave for everything he's done for us and for our community. And for Sir Pork Chop, we look forward to having you join us and many more team meetings coming up. So there we go, guys. We've got so much going on in our world. I'm so honored to be in business with all of you. Have a phenomenal afternoon. Definitely check out the Facebook page for that watch party with Dave Jenks. And we will see you guys very, very soon. Have a good day.